Ripple's drama with the SEC goes on, but we begin to gain more and more clarity. What has now been revealed? And why is there now drama with CoinMarketCap? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. But first, we are giving away 25 XRP coins at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Welcome back XRP Army. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, of the United States has filed a lawsuit against Ripple, according to a well-known cryptocurrency analyst. Although many other cryptocurrency projects satisfy XRP's standards, according to Guy, the host of Coin Bureau on YouTube, who has 2.03 million subscribers, the Securities and Exchange Commission selected XRP as the seventh largest cryptocurrency since Ripple is based in the United States. This makes it much easier for the SEC to go after compared with other large crypto projects that are based elsewhere. The thing is that the SEC does seem to be going after those two, as revealed by its surprise lawsuit against Terra and its Mirror protocol late last year. The SEC has gone after overseas crypto companies in the past as well. Moreover, the expert believes that Ripple's substantial financial resources have played a role in the case. The second possible reason is that Ripple has a lot of money and the SEC is trying to secure a sizable settlement that will make for good headlines and potentially be used to fund the expansion of its regulatory operations. Under these circumstances, the SEC would want to maximize settlements by targeting a large number of other projects that use procedures that are similar to those used by Ripple in order to maximize settlements. The government has also fined crypto-related businesses only a total of $2.4 billion since 2013, which, according to the show's host Guy, isn't much when you take everything into consideration. The third possibility, according to him, is that the SEC requires a precedent in order to pursue further cryptocurrency efforts. XRP is one of the largest cryptocurrencies out there, and by taking out one of the big guys, it sends a signal to the rest of the industry. The thing is that the SEC doesn't have the resources to sue so many crypto projects. Fourth, the threat of RippleNet, the Ripple-developed alternative to the SWIFT payment system, could be suggested as a plausible explanation for the situation. As far as I can tell, RippleNet was actually seeing some adoption from financial institutions in select regions shortly after it launched in 2019. Given that the SEC likely first engaged Ripple in mid to late 2020, this suggests that it was a response to the threat of RippleNet rather than Ripple's sales of XRP. It would also explain why the SEC waited so long to crack down on Ripple, but in truth, this timing could just be a coincidence. By the way, did you know about all of this? Let us know in the comment section down below. As part of her recent ruling, the Honorable Analisa Torres, judge for the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York, established a briefing schedule for Ripple as well as the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States of America. Towards the end of March, the court requested that the parties come to an agreement on a timetable for bringing summary judgment motions in their respective lawsuits. After multiple discussions and deliberations, a joint recommended schedule was filed on April 29 and was authorized by the court on May 1, according to the filing. Torres has reviewed the parties' letter and has directed that any petitions to exclude expert witnesses be fully documented by the end of August, unless an extension is granted by the court administrator. There would be no application of the scheduling order to any motions that were made in order to prohibit financial expert Anthony M. Bracco from testifying in his official position as an expert witness. In the opinion of the judge, such testimony can only be submitted once the issue of remedies is ripe. If you want your motions for summary judgment to be considered, you must file them by September 2022 at the latest. A little more than a month remains for Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission to file their oppositions and motions. In accordance with the new time frame established by the judge, motions for summary judgment must be properly briefed before November 15. This is 1 month sooner than the date originally suggested by the two parties in their initial submission. As you know, in December 2020, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, filed a lawsuit against Ripple. In a recent interview with the media, CEO Brad Garlinghouse indicated that the litigation was progressing well. A further point made by Mr. Ackerman is that the corporation was acting as if it had already lost because 95% of its companies were based outside of the United States of America. Further debate has erupted. this time involving none other than CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap found itself at the center of a controversy earlier today when the market data aggregator announced that Ripple's XRP cryptocurrency was not a valid cryptocurrency, sparking outrage. CMC had uploaded a photograph of a game in which the players were expected to locate the imposter among various digital assets such as Bitcoin, BNB, Ethereum, XRP, and others in order to win, in which the players were expected to locate the imposter among various digital assets such as Bitcoin, BNB, Ethereum, XRP, and others in order to win. However, despite the fact that the contentious post has now been taken down, it was effective in getting the Bitcoin Twitter community to speak about each of the items featured in the game. According to CMC, XRP was a forgery since it lacked the qualities of a legitimate cryptocurrency because it was administered and controlled by a central body rather than by its users, rather than by the community. Furthermore, according to the statement, all of the other coins in this are decentralized, and they are essentially people's crypto. Following the exchange's remark, numerous XRP supporters expressed their dissatisfaction by asserting that the exchange was simply exhibiting its anti-token bias by making such a statement. In early 2018, according to one commenter, the site removed XRP's volume stats from Korean markets without warning in early 2018. The CMC has also been accused of propagating misleading information for ulterior motives, according to the group. Do you agree that CoinMarketCap is biased against Ripple? If yes, then make sure to like this video. In a second comment, a user accused CoinMarketCap of being biased because it held false information about XRP on its page for more than 2 years, which he said was done on purpose. In addition, the fact that BNB holds a majority stake in CoinMarketCap has encouraged some to ridicule the cryptocurrency exchange, with some doubting if it is genuinely decentralized. However, there are still some people in the cryptographic community who believe that CMC was correct in his evaluation of the situation. A lawsuit against Ripple has been filed by the SEC over whether the token is a cryptocurrency or an unregistered security. The SEC claims that this is not far from the truth, and they are currently defending their position. In response to the deleted tweet, CoinMarketCap has issued an apology, stating that it was the result of an error in communication. In its statement, the aggregator stated that it is not concerned with the merits of any particular cryptocurrency or digital asset. The tweet also stated that a new team member was not familiar enough with our policy on commenting on other projects, but now they are. We aim to be unbiased and let the algorithms do the talking. What do you think about this news on the Ripple versus SEC case? What will happen next? Let us know in the comment section. If you want to continue to know about XRP, we have got 2 videos waiting for you on the end screen to check out. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.